las palabras pequeñas, or small words. Our next unit is on small words that start on page 35. These small words, you may have seen some of them before, but it's imperative on page 35 that you really know the first four boxes at the top. The two bigger boxes in the middle, I would clearly say you have to know the words on the left. The bigger box on the right are nice to know, and then you need to know the possessive adjectives and the rules at the bottom of page 35. So looking at page 35, you've got to remember that if a noun ends in an O, a consonant, or E, it's masculine. If it ends in an A, it is feminine. If it ends in an OS or ES, it means that the word is masculine and plural. If it ends in an AS, it means that the word is feminine and plural. Those are rules that we learned a couple weeks back and are still imperative that you understand about Spanish. All right, top left box on page 35. There are four words for the, just like there were four words for red or black or white. And one's masculine singular, one's feminine singular, one's masculine plural, and one's feminine plural. So the masculine singular is el. Notice it does not have an accent because with an accent it means he. Feminine singular for the is la. Masculine plural is los, and feminine plural is las. Now the connection here is of course the letter L. They either sound like L, as in masculine singular the, L, or they all start with the letter L. So if you can remember the L connection for the, you'll remember these particular words. The other thing that you can do is remember the masculine-feminine rules. L, E-L, ends in a consonant. That makes it masculine singular. La ends in an A. That makes it feminine singular. Los ends in an OS, makes it masculine plural. And las ends in an AS, makes it feminine plural. All right, on page 37, we're going to go through and do some examples. I want you to fill in the correct word, el, la, los, or las, that is appropriate for each of these words. Now remember, number 7 has an asterisk, and so does number 4, has the little star next to it, so remember what that means. And number 10, you have 3 words, compañeras de curso. So you have to make a judgment call as to which one it is. Pause the video and answer these 10, and then check your answers. All right, go ahead and check your own answers. For la tarea, you should have, or for tarea, you should have la. For preguntas, las. For profesor, el. For programa, el, because it's an exception to the masculine-feminine rule. Estudiante, remember if a word ends in an E and it's a noun that refers to a person, if that person, or student, is a male student, it's el estudiante. If it's a female student, la estudiante. Los maestros. El mapa, because it's an exception to the masculine-feminine rule. Los diccionarios. Los calendarios. And las compañeras de curso. You will use the first word, and because compañeras ends in an AS, so will the word for the. Now double check that a lot of these will match. Number 1, la ends in an A and tarea ends in an A. Or number 6, los ends in an OS, maestros ends in an OS. So you can double check that you have the right answers. Let's continue. Again, do 1 through 10 for nationalities or languages. Pause the video and then click again to reveal the answers. Number 1, el inglés. This one is a bit tricky because it does end in a consonant and it's an ES, so it looks like it's plural, but really it is a singular, either English person or English class or something that happens to be English. Number 2, la francesa. It is a French girl. Number 3, los chilenos. They are boys from Chile. Number 4, los argentinos, Argentinians that are boys. Number 5, el alemán, it is one German person. Number 6, los colombianos, the Colombians, masculine plural. Las españolas, because it is the Spanish girls. El chino, the Chinese boy or man. La japonesa, the Japanese girl or something that's feminine. And los rusos for the Russians that are masculine plural. Continuing with ocupaciones or occupations. Notice number 9 and 10 don't have an asterisk but have a double asterisk, and that's because any word that ends in ista is always masculine and feminine. So try to figure out the answers with el, la, los, or las. Pause the video and then resume later. Number 1, la secretaria, both end in an A. Los doctores, both are masculine plural. Las maestras, both are feminine plural and end in AS. El ingeniero, the engineer, masculine singular. Number 5, it's either el artista if it's a boy or male artist, or la artista if it's a female artist. Remember, any word that ends in ista can be masculine or feminine. Number 6, el contador. Number 7, la psicóloga, both end in an A. Los orientadores, masculine plural. Los or las dentistas, both work because there's the word that ends in ista again, except for now it's plural. So it has to be los or las. And number 10, los mecánicos. Continuing on, lugares or places. Go through and do 1 through 10. Pay attention that number 6 has 3 words, so you're going to use the first word, and the first word is an exception to the masculine-feminine rule. Pause the video and see if you know if the right answer is el, la, los, or las. Number 1, el parque, masculine singular. Number 2, el cine, masculine singular. Number 3, los supermercados, masculine plural, both end in OS. El bar, masculine singular. Los restaurantes, masculine plural. Number 6, since you go by the first word, and sion always is feminine, it is la estación de gasolina. Number 7, el banco, masculine singular for bank. Las farmacias, for the pharmacies, plural. La librería, the bookstore, both end in an A. And ciudad, remember any word that ends in DAD, the rule is it's always feminine, so it should be la. All right, going back to page 35, the top right box. There are 2 words for a or an, if you want to say a book or an orange, and 2 words for some, if you want to say some books or some oranges. Each has to be masculine or feminine. So masculine singular for a or an is un. Feminine singular for a or an is una. Masculine plural for some is unos, and feminine plural for some is unas. Now, if you know the Spanish word for one is uno, that gives you a hint to remembering these words. If you have one of something, you have a book or an orange. If you have more than one, then you have some, but it's ambiguous. It's not being precise like the. Bring the textbook to class, or bring a book, any book, to class. So a and some are not as precise. Once again, masculine, feminine, singular, plural rules apply to these words. All right, so looking at page 38, apply masculine, feminine, singular, plural. Pause the video and make an attempt to use un, una, unos, or unas. First one, una guitarra. They match. Both are feminine singular. Un violín, masculine singular. Un acordeón, a or an accordion. Unas trompetas, for some trumpets. Unos saxofones, for some saxophones. And un órgano, for an organ. For animales, or animals. Un tigre, one tiger or a tiger. Unos hipopótamos, for some hippopotamuses. Una jirafa, a giraffe. Una tortuga, a tortoise. Un gato, a cat. Un cóndor, masculine singular. Unos leones, masculine plural. Un puma, because there's an exception there. It looks feminine, but it's masculine. And unos canguros, for some kangaroos. Continuing with places and occupations, again using un, una, unos, or unas. Go ahead and pause the video and answer these, and then check your answers. Un museo, masculine, singular, for a museum. Una oficina, an office, feminine, singular. Un supermercado. Unos parques. Un hospital. Una florería. Una ciudad, because anything that ends in dad is always feminine. Unos hoteles. And unas cafeterias. All right, un or una works for estudiante because remember, if a noun ends in an E, it can be masculine or feminine if it refers to a person. And of course, estudiante means student. So a boy student would be un estudiante. A girl student would be una estudiante. Una profesora. Unos mecánicos. Unos pintores. Unos ingenieros. Un juez. Un doctor. Una secretaria. And remember, anything that ends in ista is always both. Unos dentistas means boy dentists, and unas dentistas means female dentists. Finishing out page 38, go ahead and answer for these objects. And again, use un, una, unos, or unas. Pause the video and then click to resume and figure out your answers. Una lámpara. Un calendario. Un sofá, because it's an exception. Una radio, because it's an exception. Unas calculadoras, because it's feminine and plural. Unas pinturas, some paintings, feminine. Unos mapas, because it's an exception, some maps. Un diccionario, masculine singular, a dictionary. And un álbum, masculine singular.